She feeling me. I was in jail paying all my members' bonds. Who keep it real is me. You blew the LCI, went to the pen. You might ran across me. Your paperwork clean, you know it.
This is the same dude who went from having basic pieces to walking around with chains that cost more than most people's houses. And today, we breaking down every single piece, from his very first chain all the way to his most recent $300,000 purchase. Trust me, y'all gonna be shocked at some of these prices. What makes Pooh Shiestys' collection so incredible isn't just the money he's spent, it's how strategic each purchase has been. Every piece tells a story about his journey from Memphis streets to hip-hop royalty, and the evolution of his taste is something to study for real. Starting things off with Pooh Shiestys' very first major piece, because this is where the whole jewelry obsession really began for him. Now, for those who don't know, Pooh Shiesty is that Memphis rapper who really blew up around 2020 with tracks like Back in Blood featuring Lil Durk. But before all the fame and the millions, he was just another young artist trying to make it in the competitive Memphis rap scene. The city has always been known for producing raw talent, from 3 6 Mafia to Yo Gotti, but breaking through nationally is a whole different challenge. That's when Gucci Mane stepped in and changed everything. Gucci has always had an eye for talent, and when he heard Pooh Shiestys' music, he knew he had to sign him to 1017 Records immediately. But Gucci didn't just offer him a standard record deal, he welcomed him into the family the right way. When Gucci Mane signed Pooh Shiesty to 1017 Records, he didn't just give him a contract, he gave him his first real piece of jewelry. We're talking about that 1017 chain representing Gucci's label. This wasn't just any chain either, fam. This piece is estimated to be worth around $100,000, and it became Pooh Shiestys' signature piece for a minute. The chain features the 1017 logo in diamonds, but the craftsmanship is what really sets it apart. The piece was created by one of Atlanta's premier jewelers who specializes in custom hip-hop jewelry. We're talking about VS1 diamonds, set in 18-karat white gold, with every letter perfectly iced out using the pavé setting technique. The logo itself is probably around 3 inches wide and 2 inches tall, containing over 200 individual diamonds. The Cuban link chain that holds the pendant is substantial too, probably around 18 inches long with 12mm wide links. Each link is individually set with smaller diamonds, creating this continuous sparkle effect. The total carat weight on this piece is estimated to be around 25 to 30 carats. What makes this chain even more special is that it represented a turning point in his life. One day, he's grinding in Memphis, dealing with the struggles of trying to make it in music. Next day, he's wearing $100,000 around his neck, courtesy of one of hip-hop's biggest names. You can see how much this meant to him in all his early music videos. He wore it with so much pride because it validated all his hard work. Before we continue with his jewelry journey, it's important to understand where Pooh Shiesty comes from. Memphis has a unique rap culture that's different from Atlanta, New York, or Los Angeles. The city has this raw, authentic sound that comes from real street experiences. Growing up in Memphis, Pooh Shiesty saw firsthand how jewelry could change someone's status and image. In the South, especially in cities like Memphis, your jewelry game is taken seriously. It's not just about looking good, it's about showing that you've made it out of whatever situation you came from. Now let's talk about how Pooh Shiesty was able to afford all this ice, because at the time his earnings were sitting around $70,000. That might sound like a lot to regular folks, but in the jewelry game, that's barely enough to get you started with the serious pieces. But here's what's crazy. Even with limited funds, Pooh Shiesty was smart about his investments. He knew that image is everything in this game, and having the right jewelry could take his career to the next level. When you're performing at clubs, doing interviews, or shooting music videos, the jewelry you're wearing communicates your success level before you even open your mouth. In hip-hop, there's this unspoken rule that your jewelry should reflect your status. If you're claiming to be successful but wearing basic pieces, people notice. Pooh Shiesty understood this psychology from early on, which is why he was strategic about each purchase even when his budget was limited. After getting that first chain from Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty decided to step his watch game up. His first major watch purchase was a Cartier diamond watch worth $40,000. This wasn't just any regular Cartier either, gang. We're talking about a fully iced out Cartier Santos, or possibly a tank model with diamonds covering the entire bezel and dial. Cartier has been making luxury watches since 1904, and their reputation in the watch world is legendary. When you buy a Cartier, you're buying over a century of watchmaking expertise. The specific model that Pooh Shiesty chose features a Swiss quartz movement, which is incredibly accurate and reliable. But what really makes this piece special is the diamond work. The bezel contains probably around 2 to 3 carats of VS1 diamonds, each one individually set by hand. The dial might also feature diamond hour markers, replacing the traditional Roman numerals that Cartier is known for. You could see him wearing this watch in multiple Instagram posts and music videos during this period. The way the diamonds catch the light is absolutely incredible, and it became one of his go-to pieces for important events and photo shoots. In the hip-hop world, your watch game is just as important as your chain game, and this Cartier showed that Pooh Shiestys understood that. The watch features a stainless steel case with a leather strap, but the diamond setting elevates it to a completely different level. For someone who was just starting to build his jewelry collection, this Cartier was a perfect choice because it showed he had taste and wasn't just going for flashy pieces without substance. As Pooh Shiestys started making more money from his music, streaming royalties, and performance fees, he decided to make a major statement. He bought matching big blurred chains for himself and his homie Big 30, and each chain cost $150,000. Y'all, that's $300,000 total on just 2 chains. These weren't your average chains either. The blurred design is all about creating this optical illusion with the diamonds where the whole piece seems to shimmer and move when you look at it. The technique requires incredibly precise diamond setting, where each stone is positioned to catch light at different angles, creating this mesmerizing effect. The chains are made with 18-karat white gold as the base, then completely covered in VVS diamonds. We're talking about probably close to 50 to 60 carats of diamonds per chain. The pendant features their signature design, possibly their initials or a custom logo, and the Cuban link chain itself is probably around 20 to 22 inches long with links that are almost an inch wide. The blurred effect is achieved through a combination of different diamond cuts and setting techniques. Some diamonds are round brilliant cut, others are baguette cut, and they're arranged in a pattern that creates movement and depth. When light hits the piece, different diamonds reflect at different angles, creating this incredible shimmer effect that's almost hypnotic. What made this purchase even more significant is that Pooh Shiesty bought one for Big 30 too. That's the kind of loyalty you don't see often in this game. When you eat, your team eats too. Big 30 has been with Pooh Shiesty since the beginning, and getting matching $150,000 chains was like cementing their brotherhood in diamonds. This purchase also showed that Pooh Shiesty was thinking about his image strategically. Having matching pieces with his crew creates a unified aesthetic that looks incredible in music videos and photos. It shows organization and success at a different level. Now here's where the story takes a turn, and this is probably the most important part of understanding how Pooh Shiesty was able to afford his incredible post-prison jewelry collection. Pooh Shiesty ended up going to prison, but while he was locked up, something incredible happened with his music career that most people don't fully understand. His tracks weren't just maintaining their popularity, they were exploding. Songs like Back in Blood were getting massive radio play across the country. Hip-hop radio stations from New York to Los Angeles were spinning his tracks multiple times per day. Every time a song gets played on terrestrial radio, the artist receives performance royalties through organizations like ASCAP and BMI. But that's just the beginning. Streaming numbers were going through the roof on platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. We're talking about millions of streams per month, with each stream generating revenue. While individual streaming payouts might seem small, when you multiply them by millions of plays, the numbers get serious real quick. His music was also being used in social media content, TikTok videos, and other platforms, generating additional publishing royalties. Music supervisors were licensing his tracks for movies, TV shows, and commercials, creating even more revenue streams. The money was literally piling up while he couldn't spend it. Artists like Pooh Shiesty make money from multiple streams: album sales, streaming royalties, publishing deals, performance royalties, and merchandising. Even while locked up, every time one of his songs played on the radio, got streamed on Spotify, or was used in content, he was getting paid. His management team and record label were smart about maximizing these opportunities while he was away. They kept his name in the media, released carefully selected tracks, and maintained his fan base. By the time he got released, he had accumulated enough money to completely transform his lifestyle and jewelry collection. When Pooh Shiesty came home from prison, his first major purchase was a Richard Mille rose gold watch worth $400,000. Y'all, this is when you know someone's money got serious, because Richard Mille watches are in a completely different league. Richard Mille watches are like the Ferrari of the watch world, but even that comparison doesn't do them justice. These aren't just timepieces, they're pieces of engineering art that push the boundaries of what's possible in watchmaking. The brand was founded in 2001 with the goal of creating the ultimate luxury sports watch, and they've succeeded beyond imagination. The rose gold model that Pooh Shiesty copped features their signature tonneau case shape, which is immediately recognizable from across the room. This isn't just aesthetics. The tonneau shape is ergonomically designed to fit perfectly on the wrist while providing maximum comfort during wear. What makes Richard Mille watches so expensive is the incredible technology inside. We're talking about materials borrowed from Formula One racing, aerospace engineering, and cutting-edge manufacturing. The case might be made from materials like carbon TPT, quartz TPT, or forged carbon, substances that are incredibly light but stronger than steel. The movement visible through the dial is a work of art in itself. Richard Mille movements are often made from titanium and other exotic materials, with components that are machined to tolerances measured in microns. You can actually watch the intricate mechanics working in real time through the transparent dial, seeing the balance wheel oscillating and the gears turning. The rose gold case adds this warm, luxury feel that stands out from all the white gold and platinum pieces everyone else is wearing. Rose gold has become the go-to choice for celebrities who want something that looks expensive but also unique. The particular shade of rose gold that Richard Mille uses has more copper content, giving it a distinctive color that photographs beautifully. At $400,000, this watch costs more than most people's houses, but for Pooh Shiesty, it was a statement that he's operating on a completely different level now. You can see him wearing this piece in recent music videos and Instagram posts, and it's become one of his signature accessories. The watch is also a smart investment because Richard Mille pieces often appreciate in value over time. But wait, it gets even crazier. Pooh Shiesty also copped a rose gold Patek Philippe worth another $400,000. Now fam, Patek Philippe is considered the holy grail of luxury watches. This is a company that's been making watches since 1839, and their reputation is literally unmatched in the industry. These are the watches that get passed down through generations, and they often appreciate in value significantly over time. When you buy a Patek, you're not just buying a watch, you're buying a piece of horological history. The rose gold Patek that Pooh Shiesty got is probably either a Nautilus or an Aquanaut model, both of which are incredibly hard to get and have massive waiting lists. The Nautilus, designed by legendary watch designer Gerald Genta, is considered one of the most beautiful sports watches ever created. The waiting list for a new Nautilus can be 5 to 10 years, even for established customers. The fact that he was able to get his hands on one shows the kind of connections his jeweler has in the luxury watch world. Patek Philippe is extremely selective about who they sell to, and getting allocation for their most desirable models requires serious relationships in the industry. Patek Philippe movements are entirely hand-finished and can take months to complete. Every component is polished to perfection using techniques that have been passed down through generations of Swiss watchmakers. The complications, like date displays, moon phases, and chronographs, are engineered to work flawlessly for decades or even centuries. The rose gold case on this Patek is made from 18-karat gold that's mixed with copper to achieve that distinctive warm color. The case finishing involves multiple steps of polishing and brushing to create different textures on different surfaces. The dial might feature a unique pattern like the famous tropical dials that Patek is known for. Having both a Richard Mille and a Patek Philippe means Pooh Shiesty is covering all bases in the luxury watch world. The Richard Mille is for when he wants to show off the modern, sporty side of luxury, while the Patek is for when he wants to display classic, timeless elegance. It's like having both a Lamborghini and a Rolls-Royce, different tools for different occasions. Combined, these two watches represent $800,000 on his wrists alone. That's more money than most people will see in their entire lifetime, just sitting on his arms. And hit that subscribe button right quick before we keep going to see his most expensive custom piece yet. Now let's talk about one of his most personal pieces, the custom Shiesty chain that literally has his name on it. This piece cost $300,000 and was created by the famous jeweler Wafi. Wafi is known throughout the hip-hop world for creating some of the most incredible custom pieces. We're talking about chains for Drake, Future, Lil Baby, and other A-list artists. When you go to Wafi, you know you're getting something that nobody else can replicate. His workshop in Atlanta is like a temple for hip-hop jewelry, with master craftsmen working on million-dollar pieces daily. The process of creating a custom piece like this starts with detailed consultations about design, materials, and timeline. Wafi works directly with artists to understand their vision and then translates that into technical specifications for his team of jewelers. The Shiesty chain features Pooh Shiestys' name in his signature font, completely iced out in diamonds. But this isn't just letters. The design incorporates his personal style and aesthetic preferences. The letters are probably around 2 to 3 inches tall, with each one containing hundreds of individual diamonds. The font choice alone probably took weeks to perfect, ensuring it would look good from every angle and photograph well under different lighting conditions. The chain itself is a Cuban link, but it's custom sized to perfectly balance the weight of the pendant. We're talking about probably 18-karat white gold with VS1 diamonds throughout. The Cuban links are probably around 15 millimeters wide, with each individual link containing smaller diamonds set in a pave pattern. The total carat weight on this piece is probably close to 80 to 100 carats when you combine the pendant and the chain diamonds. Each diamond was individually selected for color and clarity, ensuring perfect consistency across the entire piece. What makes this chain special is that it's completely unique to Pooh Shiesty. Nobody else can wear a piece like this because it literally has his name on it. It's the ultimate in personalized luxury, and at $300,000, it's a serious investment in his brand and image. The technical execution of this piece is incredible. The letters had to be engineered to be structurally sound while still looking elegant. The diamond setting required master-level craftsmanship to ensure every stone is secure while maintaining the overall aesthetic. You can see this chain in most of his recent appearances, and it's become his signature piece. When people see that Shiesty chain, they immediately know who's wearing it. But the most recent addition to Pooh Shiesty's collection might be the most impressive of all: a diamond grill from Johnny Dang worth $300,000. Johnny Dang is literally the king of grills in hip-hop. This Vietnamese immigrant came to Houston with nothing and built an empire creating custom dental jewelry for hip-hop's biggest stars. He's created grills for Paul Wall, Travis Scott, Quavo, and countless other artists. When rappers want the absolute best grills, they make the pilgrimage to Johnny Dang's shop in Houston. Now, a $300,000 grill isn't just some basic diamond fronts that you see in regular jewelry stores. We're talking about a complete set, top and bottom, with flawless diamonds covering every single tooth. The process of creating something like this starts with detailed dental impressions and can take months to complete. Each tooth is individually molded to fit perfectly in Pooh Shiesty's mouth, then covered with VS1 diamonds that are hand-set by master jewelers. The diamonds used for grills are cut specifically for dental jewelry, which is different from regular jewelry because they need to be able to handle the unique environment of your mouth, dealing with moisture, temperature changes, and acidity. The grill probably features around 15 to 20 carats of diamonds total, with each diamond individually selected for color and clarity. Johnny Dang's reputation is built on using only the highest quality stones, so every diamond in this grill is virtually flawless. The setting technique is also specialized. The diamonds have to be secure enough to handle eating and talking, but still create maximum sparkle. The base of the grill is made from precious metals, probably platinum or 18-karat gold, that's biocompatible and safe for extended wear in the mouth. The fit has to be perfect because any discomfort would make the piece unwearable. What makes this purchase even more significant is that grills are probably the most personal type of jewelry. You can take off chains and watches, but a grill becomes part of your smile, part of how you express yourself when you talk and perform. For $300,000, Pooh Shiesty is literally changing how his face looks when he speaks. But here's what's really smart about Pooh Shiesty's approach. Many of these pieces are actually investments. Patek Philippe watches often appreciate in value. Mille pieces hold their value extremely well. Custom pieces from renowned jewelers like Wafi become collectible items. What's really incredible about Pooh Shiesty's jewelry journey is how it reflects his career progression and the broader culture of hip-hop success. He went from receiving his first chain as a gift to spending $400,000 on single watches. That's the kind of success story that only happens in hip-hop, where authentic talent can translate into generational wealth. The fact that he was able to accumulate millions while in prison shows how smart his team was with managing his money and career. Instead of his incarceration slowing down his success, it actually gave him time to plan his next moves and return stronger than ever. When he came home and immediately started making these massive jewelry purchases, it sent a message to everyone that prison didn't break him. It made him stronger and more determined to succeed. Pooh Shiesty's jewelry collection represents more than just personal success. It's become become part of hip-hop culture. Young artists see what he's wearing and set their own goals accordingly. The pieces he chooses influence trends throughout the hip-hop jewelry world. At the end of the day, Pooh Shiestys' jewelry collection is a testament to what's possible when talent meets opportunity in hip-hop. From that first chain from Gucci Mane to his most recent $300,000 grill, every piece represents a milestone in his journey from Memphis streets to international success. The fact that he's accumulated over $10 million in jewelry while still being relatively young in his career shows that his success is just getting started. With each new release and performance, he's able to add even more incredible pieces to his collection. For young artists watching, Pooh Shiestys' jewelry game shows the importance of investing in your image while also being smart about your money. He didn't just buy random expensive pieces. He chose items that would enhance his brand, show his success level, and potentially appreciate in value. And speaking of success stories in hip-hop, there are so many other artists with incredible jewelry collections that we need to cover. So make sure you're subscribed because we got so much more content coming that's gonna blow your mind with these numbers.